Okay. Hi, I'm Nicole or Storm. Feel free to call me either. She, her, hers pronouns. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm a senior slash super senior status because I'm going to be here for another 2 years. And fun fact about me is I'm learning Chinese and Russian.
That's really cool. Hi, I'm Jenna. I use they, them pronouns. I'm a senior English and history major, and I'm minoring in digital public history. And I'm from Durham, Connecticut. And fun fact about me is that's my cactus, and I have too many other plants in my dorm currently.
Plants are great to have in a dorm space. I feel like they give so much oxygen. Okay. Do you want to take the first question? Go.
When do you feel most connected to yourself, to other people, or to a place?
I feel like that's a very processy question. Like you have to think about it really before you answer it.
I think some of it does kind of come from what you just said, like actually slowing down and thinking about where I am. Because I think it is really easy, like especially like in college, to get so caught up in I have to do this thing, and then then this has to be done, then I have to do that thing, that you're not really even thinking of like the people that you're around or the things that you're doing.
Yeah, you're just kind of going through the motions of everything going on around you. You're not really processing where you are or the time that you're in. Yeah. And I feel like that is what a lot of people do. I tend to do it a lot myself and I kind of have to slow down with like yoga or something to like really be like, hey, live in the moment. You're here. Just kind of take a deep breath and go forward knowing, making memories and kind of living where you are. But I think I feel most connected to myself, to other people, or to a place. I kind of live my life listening to music. Like I live my life by songs. So I think I feel most connected when music is involved or some type of artist that I like is concerts. I'm a concert goer just because that's where I feel like most connected to like me. Has social media ever deepened a relationship for you? Has it ever distorted one?
I think it's another like one that's a bit of both. I mean, I know when I first got Instagram when I was like 15, 16, me and my best friend, we like obviously we had been friends before that, but we didn't like talk that much out of school. But then when we followed each other on Instagram and then the pandemic hit not too long after, we talked so much more on Instagram. And now like we still text and we hang out in person and on the phone, so like we don't really need Instagram as much, but at the time it was definitely something that like kind of changed the trajectory of our relationship. But also as someone who's like in fandom spaces a lot, it is really weird to like know people but you don't like really know them, and seeing the ways that that can like really erode like reality for some people as well. So it's definitely like a mixed bag with what it can do, I think.
Yeah, I agree with the connection after like schooling. I all of my alma mater senior class went to LSU and like they stayed home, so and I'm like very far away from like the friends that I had in high school, so we all follow each other on like Instagram, and I feel like I have more of a connection with them on Instagram, like because I can still keep up with their lives and what they're doing, and I kind of feel like that adds to our connection a little bit, because without that space, I feel like I would be very much out of the loop with what they're doing with their lives, how their lives are going. But I really think that these social media spaces kind of deepen relationships, but they also can distort them because these are curated lives. Like you only get pieces of images that people want to show rather than the actual big picture that you might see in real life, like every day, the emotions that were just outside of those images, those pictures that they took to post, but what happened just beyond, just before, just after that.
What's something digital connection can't replace?
That's a good question.
It hasn't even processed in my brain yet.
I'm like, oh, let me think about this one. I feel like digital connection is kind of replacing a lot, like social, Instagram, TikTok, the dating apps. Like it's really taking away from people actually getting out and interacting with like society. Also, like the media, it distorts a lot. Like you're not seeing everything. You're not getting the full picture of things. What's something that it can't replace? Maybe medical personnel. Like,
I hope.
let's not replace the medical personnel. I would not want a digital thing, AI operating on me.
And I think also just like being out in the world and like doing things. Like on the one hand, it's nice when like a play that I wanted to see gets recorded, so now I can actually see it. Or like being able to watch movies on Netflix. But it's really hard to replace the feeling of like being in a space or like being in a movie theater or even just like traveling and being somewhere else as opposed to just like watching videos of that place. So I think for me, like, and they're like completely different experiences. Like a lot of times if I'm like watching something on my computer, like I'm not paying attention. Where like if I like go somewhere with the express goal of doing a thing, like I'm in it and I'm doing it.
Yeah, I can agree. Like Subag, shout out Subag here on campus. They just did a travel trip to see Wicked the musical, and I had previously like watched the movie, watched it a number of times over like just by myself in my apartment, maybe with my friend or something, and like being in that space of like the actual musical, the Broadway play is very much different from watching it online because you're seeing and you're hearing the emotion behind the voices, whereas like I feel like a movie kind of it edits and tailors certain things and emotions, and it kind of plays with the levels on things, whereas this is a human with you're listening to their voice in real time, the vocal cracks, everything, you're like hearing it and you're hearing the emotion behind their voice as well. I think that's like something that you can't really take, especially also the memories that it makes, because you'll always have those. Of course, watching it is, you still have that memory, but it's a little less connected than, oh, you're outside in this world, you're in this space surrounded by other people. Just like concerts for me, I can see the videos, but the moment I'm in that space, the energy and the emotions and the memories that came with being there are very different from like seeing it in a real time. So I definitely think that the emotion and connection is something that that digital connection really can't take or replace.